Well, guys, welcome back to Elite Barber Parlor Podcast. We're here with Jason Saravia, and he's one of our newest barbers. He's been with us for about 6 months, so we're gonna, just have a little conversation how he got into the game.
Appreciate you for having me on, Jimmy. And Manny, appreciate it.
For sure, bro.
You didn't invite yourself, right?
No. Okay. I was forced.
So, tell us, man, how did you fall in love with this, or it was just kind of forced upon you because your whole family they're barbers?
I would say it's like 50-50 in a way. But definitely I've grown a love for it, Like I said, like kind of like I have like two uncles and my pops, they're like in the barber industry. So I grew up around that, and then I always knew I was going to like learn how to cut hair just as like a skill or whatever. But I never thought it would be like, where I'm at now. Like it'd take me here.
You wanted to be like a medical. You wanted to do like kinesiology, right?
I don't know. I was gonna go to like Texas State. Last year in like September, I done like my applications for school and all that to like go like now like currently be there like in the summer to get a head start on it. But then I decided not to, and I think I was going for like sports science rehabilitation, something like that. And also it's like the only school that accept me.
Did you do sports in high school?
Yeah, I did. I just did football, and that's also how I kind of like just got into like the whole like lifting part of it. But I mean, it was fun. It was cool and all. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. It has taught me like some of the stuff that it taught me there. Like I still carry it on, like today. With like discipline and like I don't know, just like holding yourself accountable and stuff like that, which I think is pretty cool. Because I was always like, that's BS. Like I'm gonna forget it, but now I don't know. For some reason, like still stuck. So
yeah. I got you. That's what kind of got you into the whole sports science shit.
Yeah, and all, yeah. So I was just kind of like, I didn't want to do like nothing like business, like I don't know, like buy like doctor. Like I don't want to do none of that.
Yeah. And you were cutting hair in high school while you were doing this, like in football and stuff, or not? You didn't learn until after.
No, I didn't learn till like right at like, so like my senior year, I was like, I knew like it was like damn, like what the hell am I gonna do?
Yeah.
So I always had the plan like, all right, I'm gonna cut hair, So then like when I graduated high school back in 2021, that summer I just took that summer off, like just kind of chill, just enjoy my time before I have like my friends go out to college and all that. And then I joined barber school like in September, and then like I was there for like, like almost like a whole, like how like a whole school year is, like I was there till like July, something like that. So yeah. Yeah, so it was like 2021 to 2022. I was in barber school. And then, July just...
Was barber school what you expected?
Actually...
Or what did you expect, like, going in there?
Bro, I expected, I feel like everyone thought this. Like, you're just going to go in there, you're just going to start cutting.
Yeah.
Like, cutting hair, like, you're just going to learn how to fade and all that. But no, you actually learn, like, a lot of stuff. Like when I went, it was, like, the first 6 weeks was just, like, classwork, or, like, book work,
You didn't even cut no hair?
Not really, nah. Yeah. Not really. I mean, you just mostly like observe. I didn't start cutting until like I didn't start like getting on the floor like until like maybe like around November. Which is like a couple months after that.
Was it easy for you to learn since your dad's a barber, or did he teach you, or did he just throw you on the floor and kind of when people throw kids in the pools, just learn how to swim?
Bro, my dad didn't even teach me. He didn't teach me at all. It was just more just like trial and error, just watching other people. I mean, I try to like learn from him and all that, but I don't know. It just felt like it was just like a dad and son thing, like I don't know, like he would get mad if I didn't understand something, just something like that. I mean, I did learn a lot from him, I mean, but like I didn't learn just solely from him.
I can understand coming from a Hispanic household, like if you don't do something right, like for them it's like, oh, it's so easy, but
or if you're like helping your dad under the hood and you're not holding the light where you're supposed to.
Yeah. Exactly.
And
did you butcher any heads in college? Like barber college?
Definitely. Yeah. Definitely, bro. And I mean, honestly, looking back at it now, I wish I kind of like just started to like butcher more heads then, because I feel like it would have sacrificed me a lot. But I mean, in barber school, I did a lot of coarse hair.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So really, I didn't start to learn straight hair or like really get like start to understand straight hair a lot more until like after when I went to like a shop that was like the demographic was like a lot of Hispanics. So it's like straight hair and all that. So which is like when that happened, I was like, dang, like that's when I started butchering people in the shop for real.
Yeah, 'cause it's a whole nother texture, right?
Yeah.
You gotta attack it differently.
What do you think it's easier, coarse hair or straight hair?
I don't know. It depends. Cause I don't know. I just feel like straight hair and coarse hair, like I feel like there's that perfect texture in there. Like it's like something that's like I feel like in coarse and straight, there's like a texture that like just blends like on its own. So I think that's like I guess it's like finer hair. I guess something that's like not so thick.
Like
just,
like
you just,
Nagi, like the Dominican that comes in here.
Exactly, bro. And especially when they have like lighter skin, because it just adds that much more gradiency. Like you go from light to dark hair. You know what I mean? And it adds that much. Same thing with straight hair, or like with like blonde people. With blonde people, you can't really see you can't see your lines no more. You know what I mean? You just got to know what you're doing at that point because they're white and then their hair is like super blonde. So.
And then if you use those 4 guards, 5 guards, you leave all those little streaks.
Yeah, exactly.
And so when did you fall in love with cutting hair? Even though you were kind of forced because you had no plans, your GPA was like 1.0. No, I'm kidding. But
I didn't even think it was a 1. Fall in love with it. Dang. I would say like I can't really get like specific day and all that, but I just knew around November, probably before I came here, like a month before I came here, because there's plenty of times where I was like, dang, like I said, it was like I always knew I was gonna go to college, but then like as I kept doing this more and more and more, like I was like, dang, like actually like I dig it a lot.
Do you ever see yourself going back to college, or you see yourself just like growing the business that you're in now?
I just see myself growing the business I am now. I definitely see a lot more like opportunities in this. I feel like going to college will just slow me down. It's like, what's the point?
yeah, I I tell a lot of people that I have this little kid that I mentored. He's 17 and he wants to go to college or want to go to the army, but he's a pretty decent barber for his age. And somebody the other day told me like, man, that's some bad advice. I was like, bro, just get your GED, go to barber school, and start making this money. I'm a big believer that college ain't it. Like not the way they paint it. Like go to college, get you a degree, you're gonna make all this much money. And even me being a barber back in 2012, 2013, I had a lot of my friends graduate with bachelor's degree in accounting and this and that. I was already making more money than them, And like at this point, I'm like one of my friends just graduated as a doctor, and I'm still making more money than him. And he spent 9 years in college, with all this debt and struggling, and it's like, cool, you're a doctor, but I mean, the barber industry just opens so many more doors, and a lot of people don't see how much money is in this industry. That's why everybody's hopping on it now. Everybody over here trying to be Instagram famous and charge $100 a cut.
Yeah, I think it's just like you could use it. I like to say it as like it's like a vehicle to take you to where you want to go. Like kind of like you've heard of people. Like I know I have like a client or two that they just say like, oh, like a lot of people go to like the rigs or whatever. They just work and just save up all that money, then they do another thing. It's like the same thing with this. That's how I look at it personally. Like I mean, yeah, I love cutting hair, but I mean, I don't want to do it like all my
forever.
life. Yeah.
This shit could set you up for other things if you want to do it. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
You don't want to be my age cutting hair, bro?
No. No, but like I mean, that's the thing. Like a lot of people like they say it's like this is fast money, right?
Yeah.
It's fast money, but yeah, it comes to you fast. But then you yourself, you have the option to determine like how fast it leaves you. Like you could just get it fast and then spend it.
And it's so easy to get comfortable because all you're doing is cutting hair. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's not really work. So it's easy to just get comfortable and just keep doing that shit for years and years and years.
But they don't see what the damage happens. Like now I've been cutting hair for 13, bro. Like 13 years, I can tell you, man. Like it takes a toll on your body. So a lot of barbers out there, like they need to. I know some are getting smart to trying to get their like exit door sooner, right? But a lot of them are not even planning an exit because they think they could do this for 30 years, 40 years. And I mean, your dad does it, but I really don't think you can do it at the standard that we want to do it. Like,
Right.
I feel like I'm losing my quality now that I'm getting older. So, what are your plans for, after barbering, maybe 5, 6 years, 10 years? Because after 10 years, you got to start doing some, like at least get a little side hustle going on.
Yeah, I don't know. I've always been like fascinated in like doing something with, like real estate or something like that. You know, really, I want to get into like commercial real estate for sure. Like kind of like own like some like like a plaza, something like this. Like you said, like the landlord here, he lives in California. Like bro, like he has property managers like running this stuff. Like pretty much I feel like he's just chilling at home on his couch, just answering emails, probably phone calls from maybe like hour or 3 of his day, and then he's chilling.
And it's crazy when you do commercial, bro. Like I'm responsible for the AC, I'm responsible for the plumbing, the electrical. Anything happens in here, the landlord is not gonna pay for it. I gotta pay for it, and I'm renting this place and at a premium too. And then the only thing he fixed the other day was the roof, and it didn't get fixed right. And it's like, if the AC goes out, that's 5-10K out of my pocket. And so being a landlord commercially, like that's some money. ¿Y tú, Manny? ¿Cuándo te retiras?
I don't know, bro. I definitely don't want to be. Actually, like I'm thinking about already starting to work like 4 days now, instead of 5. I remember when I first started, like the first 3 years I was cutting, like the first 2, it was like 7, bro. I didn't take a day off. I was doing just Sunday to Sunday, 7 days a week. Then I went to 6. Now I'm at 5. And I'm thinking about being at 4, not necessarily just to stop cutting, but to start working on something else, That way I don't have to cut 5 days. But if I don't give it no time, how am I going to expect something else to happen,
Yeah.
So.
And I think you've definitely like reached that point where like you kind of have that high demand. Like I think you just recently went up on your price too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So like, I guess like that also gives you more, like flexibility to like, all right, I could take this day off.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly,
Yeah.
bro. And that's the reason I did it. It wasn't my initially going in wasn't to like go up on price and then try to stay the same amount of busy and make a lot more money. It was to go up, make the same amount of money, but take an extra day off to work on this thing. You know what I mean? Like, for example, you for real estate, right? Let me work on this for a year, 2 years, and then maybe I can make enough money over here and then take another day off and only come for 3 days and build this one. You know what I mean? Until finally this one's making more money than this one is.
Yeah.
And then now I could play different cards, instead of just cutting.
Yeah, man, because cutting, like, I don't know, maybe when you cut a lot, you get burnt out, because I don't think it's the energy, because I've noticed that, like, when I'm doing, like, selling products or working on something else, bro, like, I have the energy to do it. I think you just get burned out of doing the same thing over and over, like cutting hair. Kind of gets frustrating sometimes.
Yeah, it gets repetitive, bro. And, I mean, just as humans, like, we just want something new. We want something different, So, but then on the days off that we do have, we either want to relax or spend it with our family or do what we can. And we just catch ourselves in the same loop once Tuesday hits. And you're like, damn, I got to do this again,
Yeah. And then when you were younger, you were cutting 7 days a week. So was I. But we didn't have, now you have your own place. Now, we have our own place and I have a family. And so on my days off, like, I'm trying to do things at home, fix my house, be the dad, be the husband. So, yeah, it's tough, man. I'm kind of in the same boat as you. Like, I want to take more days off and work on other things as well.
Exactly. And it takes that leap, right, to actually do it. Because if you just say it and you never do it, you're never going to have time to do that. If you don't have time now, you're never going to have time to do it,
Yeah.
And it gets, like I said, we just get comfortable because it's just cutting hair and then the weekend comes and we're like, oh, okay, cool. But
It's definitely how I feel now, Like, I mean, I work like 6 days, but then like that, like the day, one day I have off, it's like, I got to do this. I got to get my stuff situated for the week ahead.
Exactly.
I'm not like doing something else that, will benefit me like long term,
Exactly.
Yeah. So
then you just catch yourself in the same hamster wheel once the week starts again.
Mm-hmm.
I've told you this many times, Jason, like, you're way ahead of the game. Like, you're disciplined, you're growing your clientele so fast. When I was your age, bro, I was out partying, popping bottles, doing stupid stuff. So just know, bro, and don't let social media get to you where it's like, oh, this guy's doing this and that, bro. Like, I didn't start bro, I was dead broke when I was 28 years old, getting out of prison. So, and I built this in 5 years. So you're 20 with a different mindset than I had when I was, doing drugs and being an alcoholic. So, bro, you're gonna be successful, man. I believe that, and I'm excited for you, bro. So keep that mindset and start growing other streams of income so you can you don't have to depend on just being a barber. And there's a lot of courses out there talk about millionaire barbers. I think barbers can become millionaires, just not right behind the chair all the time.
Right. Yeah.
For sure, bro. And I honestly feel like even taking more days off adds more scarcity to your schedule. You know what I mean? Like now people know he's only here from these hours to these hours. And that's what you see, like if they're loyal to you or they're loyal to your schedule flexibility or they're loyal to your price because you're cheap, you see what they're loyal to, right? But if you have your set schedule in place and you're off on these certain days, now people know I can only reach them from 10 to 4 on these days, Otherwise, I can't get in. So I'm going to schedule a week ahead, or I'm going to schedule 2 weeks ahead, or, it starts adding these things to them.
Yeah, it's crazy. I started getting off on Tuesdays and Wednesdays like at 5:30. And really I thought I was okay, well, I'm going to get off early so I can work on something outside and work on family, work on my health, and I thought I was going to be less busy. No, dude, like when I step in here Tuesday, Wednesday, it's like sometimes from 9, 10 a.m. all the way to 5, like I'm booked up on a Tuesday, Wednesday. Not all the time, but I check my Wednesdays. I have 9 appointments set up and I'm like, whoa, it's supposed to be Wednesday. But you're right, man.
Yeah.
We definitely have to have that faith that we don't need to work that many days.
It's like a faith thing, because you get scared because you're like, I already know this trade. And I got 5 people hitting me up to cut right now, this day, right? So you do the math. You're like, I can make this money. Or I could take a day off, tell them no, schedule when you're supposed to schedule. And instead of taking that money, invest that time in what's going to set me up for 4 years from today, And just keep adding time to that thing. You sacrifice this money right now, but, you gotta invest in that other thing.
That's true. Sometimes it's hard for me to do, man.
It's hard, bro. It's hard.
Yeah, you just develop like a connection, right?
Well, not that. The money, bro. Like, me with all the responsibilities that I have, I'm like.
And you already know the skill. Like, you don't have to do nothing. You're just like, yeah, bro, come through. And that's literally it. You can cut their hair and you make money.
Because the things that you're working on outside are not making you money yet.
Because you don't know it that well yet, right?
They're going to make you money in the future.
Yeah.
So sometimes a lot of people is like, I want it now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's the tricky part. That's where it's going to take faith for you to be like, man, I trust myself to put the hours in that other thing, So one day I could be as good as that thing as I am at cutting hair. So.
Yeah, I think a lot of people just need to create like a timeline, Like, I mean, like I had a timeline set for myself, but I mean, along that, like I had to like tweak some things and like, like kind of shift my focus into like something else, like kind of switch up the goals. Like, oh, okay, like I'm not doing this anymore. So now I have to like go over here and then like set up like another path. And then figure out, okay, like I'm gonna set up this goal and I'm gonna hit it around here, So I think that's another thing with like probably like a lot of young barbers is like, it's just like you guys are saying, like the money now, it's like, yeah, they just want to get the money now and this and that, but if like you don't have like a timeline or like a goal for anything, like it's like what's the point of like racking all that up, I mean, you're probably just gonna be tempted to spend it, being so young, like most likely living at home with your parents, like not having much responsibilities, like yeah, it's very tempting to just like blow all that off. Even I get tempted like that. Yeah. Like crazy. But
once you know where money is supposed to go, like I want to save up 5 racks to put it there, then you're working for that to throw it there. You know what I mean? Now it has a destination that you gave it. Because like you said, if you just have it sitting there, everybody's gonna spend it, bro. I be doing that shit sometimes too.
So imagine you want to buy a rental property. Most average homes are like $200K right now. For an investment property, you need 20% down. That's like $40K down. So you need $40K and you got to save it up. And then you buy a house, but your mortgage and then your renters, you're only profiting $300-400. And you're like, man, this is nothing. Mm-hmm. See, but you're not looking at the long-term goal that house is going to get paid off in maybe 15 years, maybe 20 years. And that house is probably going to be worth $500,000. And you're going to have pretty much a lot of cash flow from that house. And then you can buy another house and have all that cash flow. And it's pretty much called mail money. It's every month. It's there.
You just receive it. Yeah.
And you don't have to be behind the chair. And I mean, I think that's what a lot of barbers need to chase. I mean, I'm kind of chasing that now.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I just want to wake up. I love when y'all send me the booth rent on Monday. I'll be like, boop, boop.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Oh dang, I gotta pay booth rent today.
Me too. Hey, me too.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Booth rent reminder. All right, guys. So we're gonna go ahead and close up. Anything you wanna say before?
Like more words of inspiration to anyone out there. I guess just like anyone who's like kind of on the ropes about jumping into like the barber industry, or like right now currently feeling like they're in the industry but they feel like their skill set is not there yet. I would just say like, I mean, just keep going. Like there was a point in time like before I came here, like it was a really bad day, like, and that same day I was literally like mentally battling myself with like, dang, I'm not good enough, like I should quit this and I should do something else instead. But I mean, thank God that I kind of got past that and went in the next day, and then I started to hit, then I started to get that confidence back up. But along the way, you're gonna hit those road bumps. You just gotta like get over them, just keep being consistent with it. That's all that really matters, is consistency. That's it.
That's good, man. Consistency, discipline. Well, guys, subscribe to our channel, Elite Barber Parlor. This is Jay Racers.
This is Jay Razors on the Elite Barber Podcast.
Manny Cuts and Styles on Instagram.
I love your new name on Instagram.
Thanks, bro.
I love it.
That's what I do.
Jimmy Elite Barber on Instagram. Follow us, subscribe, click the little bell, and stay tuned for more.
Peace.